Hey, everybody, welcome back. Devin, the OG, the original Grognard. Sitting back down in the discussion chair. I usually only break this thing out when want to speak to you face to face, and I don't want to do it over the computer or over the table. I endeavor to be a humble man. I know some of you are probably going, yeah, right. I do. I don't like to brag too often, although I am braggadocious and a bit brash and loud and large and in charge. Let's put it that way. But I do endeavor to be a humble man, a man confident in my skills and my abilities, and self confident, but not tripping over into the domain of narcissism. So for the most part, I don't usually brag about my own accomplishments that much. If it comes up, yeah, all right. Every once in a while, I might say something. But today is not that day. Today I got a couple things that have kind of occurred recently, and I want to allow that little narcissistic demon that sits on my shoulder in opposite of my little angel that sits on the other one. You know, the two that are always talking there, the 10,000 that are always talking to me. So what are these big newses, or at least what I consider big newses, big events, yada yada yada, whatever. They're important to me, so go with it. You're still here watching the video, so I know you're interested. Jeez. So we hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel. And I normally don't pay attention to analyticals. I just don't. At the end of the day, I just don't care about the numbers. You know, if you're gonna watch, you're gonna watch. If you're not gonna watch, you're not gonna watch. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm playing the games. I'm recording them. Hey, if even one person gets something out of my videos, hey, I'm happy with that. So I don't care how many people watch my videos. I don't care how long they watch my videos. I just don't care about the analyticals. I sometimes will pay attention when I get to what I think are, milestones in my head, like when I hit 100 viewers, when I hit 500, when I hit 1,000, now that I've hit 1,500. Partially that comes from my sheer shock and amazement that y'all would want to subscribe and listen to me. This is me being self-deprecating. I do that. It's okay. Um, and I know a lot of you know the story. When I started this out as a podcast, piggybacking off of another podcast, I would be happy if I'd get 50 listens, and I knew half of those were just the guys in the forums group that was listening to me babble. And as a side note, I actually went back and downloaded all those old podcasts, and I thought, yeah, why don't I, I need to save them for posterity's sake, and why don't I go ahead and put these in and put them on as YouTube videos and post? No, not putting them on YouTube. Those were god awful. I was really, really looking for who I was as a content creator, I guess you could say, as a commentarist, as whatever it is that I do. They're really bad. So no, we're gonna save those, and we might drag them out every couple of years just to remind myself how bad it was in the beginning. Although, if you really are interested, do a search for Panzer Funk Radio, and you'll find the OG on there on Panzer Funk Radio. I did like 21 episodes. So where was I going with that? So when I did that, I mean, 50 viewers or 50 listeners, hey, I thought that was going to be fantastic. But I used to do a little bit in there where I do unboxing videos. And it really sucks trying to do an unboxing video when people can't see what you're unboxing. So I figured, all right, let me go ahead and record this and see if there's any way I can get this posted to YouTube. And it took me a couple days. I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. I've admitted that. There's me being self-deprecating again. So it took me a couple days, but I finally got it all figured out and was able to finally start posting videos to YouTube and say, all right, screw the podcast stuff. I'm going straight full video cast from there on, and here we are, like 3 years later, and over 200 some odd. Again, I don't care. I don't keep track of that stuff. I think I hit 200 episodes some time ago. Whatever. I'm just going to keep pumping them out as long as I can keep pumping them out. So I was really amazed when I hit 100 subscribers, and then 500, and then I hit 1,000. Now we're at 15. I think we're locked into 1,500. I was kind of watching it a couple weeks back. I was like 14.99, and then a couple days later it'd be 15.03, and then I check the next day 14.98. It's like, yeah, all right, I can understand why people subscribe and then unsubscribe. It would bounce back and forth for like a week, but then I think we're firmly set at like 15.22. So we hit the 1,500 mark. And honestly, again, for someone who kind of started this as a lark because I was bored and thought I'd never get beyond 50 viewers or subscribers, it just boggles my mind, blows my mind. And it's all because of you, the viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you, even the ones that don't like me that much. It's like, whatever. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. It's the reason I keep doing this. And that little narcissistic demon sitting on my shoulder saying, you want to do it because you want people to give you self-affirmation. Well, maybe a little bit. All right, so that's the bit. And I do plan on doing something for the 1,500. I've got a giveaway in mind that I want to do, but I'm still about a month away from having everything locked down. I don't want to say anything, but and I'm still kind of debating on the giveaway. We'll see if I do it or not. So there is a giveaway in the works, but it'll probably not be for about another month, if it happens at all. Don't you just love how vague, non-answerish that answer was? I'm good at that. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on here on the channel, on my Facebook group. If Facebook's your thing, go ahead. The Original Grognard on Facebook. Second thing, and some of you might have picked up on this if you were watching the Lock and Load video, the first ever video cast that David over at Lock and Load is putting on. Mostly, it's going to be a video cast talking about in-house type stuff, but there are plans for us to talk about other things and just military tactics in general and history and other games. But we're kind of focusing on the Lock and Load products right now. And if you haven't checked it, go over to Lock and Load and Lock and Load Publishing. Is it under Lock and Load Publishing? Yes, it's under Lock and Load Publishing YouTube. Check out the podcast. And if you're not subscribed to it, you really should be subscribed to it. So if you didn't catch that then, David has invited me on to be a part of the Lock and Load Publishing team. He's bringing me on as a Lock and Load tactical designer and other special projects that may come up from time to time. So basically, my focus and my main area of responsibility is Lock and Load tactical module design. Those of you who have been following for a little while know that I was working on, or I am working on, Lock and Load module, Case Blue, for Lock and Load Tactical. It was originally going to be a Ziploc module that was going to be an expansion for Heroes of the Motherland, and David had 2 weeks ago informed me, it's like, no, we're going with it as a full box set. It's like, okie dokie. So the last couple of weeks I've been frantically compiling counter counts and putting everything together to expand it from a Ziploc expansion to its own full box set. We're still working on play testing. There's a couple things behind the scenes we're still working on. Hopefully we'll get more information, I'm hoping, by the end of the year. Things sometimes move a little bit slow, so you just have to accept that. And David is also looking for us to push into more historically based maps and modules. And obviously, granted, all the stuff the Lock and Load Tactical is, except for Heroes Against the Red Star, are historically based, but they're not historically based on the maps. So and I hate to make this comparison, but like the historical modules that Advanced Squad Leader does, hate to make the comparison because we ain't ASL and we ain't as deep as ASL, but they're really one of the few of them and Critical Hit Incorporated, who does stuff for ASL and the Advanced Work System, really focuses on doing tactical level historical maps. Not many companies out there that do that. This is something David has been wanting to get into, so we're going to do that. The first project we're looking at is Pegasus Bridge, because evidently David has really been wanting a Pegasus Bridge for a very long time. So groundwork for Pegasus Bridge. We're starting to work on that. It's going to have a historic map, historic order of battle, the units that were there, leaders, all that good stuff. It's going to be a historical module, which is kind of what all the modules are, but you get what I'm saying. We're also looking at hopefully eventually a Stalingrad. We've got, or I should say, I've got some ideas for a rather large operational style campaign. For those of you who are familiar with World of War series, I'm kind of basing it off of Jeff's design from the Battle for Gießen, which is the campaign system in there. Which, and he mentioned it on the podcast a couple days ago that he got the idea from Battlefield Europe, which I remember. And as soon as I saw Battlefield Gießen, I was like, man, that looks like the old Game Designer Workshop's Battlefield Europe. So it's your basic point to point moving units run into each other, you fight the battle on the tabletop. It's a common variation. So I've got an idea for that for the Stalingrad, using a mix of geomorphic maps, but making up a bunch of historic maps for actual important locations like Mamiev Kyogen, the Red Barricade, Red October, Red Barricade. I think those were the two separate factories. A couple of the factory complexes, having actual historical maps for some of the zones, and then for some of the zones that aren't as important historically, just generic geomorphic maps. So you'll have a mix of geomorphic maps and historic maps in the same module. Of course, it's going to have a bunch of scenarios. Since if I'm going to make the historical maps, I'm going to do the scenarios to go along with them. We've got some more ideas in mind. There's a part of me that would really like to push for doing some more modern stuff based off of the World at War stuff that Keith's been working on to go along with our World at War 85 series. But yeah, so I've kind of been a little bit hesitant about holding off saying that David has brought me on board as part of the Lock and Load family until he mentioned it. And he's kind of funny. He and I both were kind of going back and forth. I was like, well, you can announce it first. It's like, no, it's okay. You can announce it first. So David mentioned it in the podcast on Sunday. Actually, that was yesterday. And well, there we have it. And yeah, my throat is completely harshed out. It's fall here in Seattle, and the fall mold and my allergies are up in full up in full their danders up in a fluff. And so I've been having real bad allergy problems that has thrashed out my throat. So I'm a little bit more deep throated than I normally am. So I apologize about that if I sound a little bit different. But those are the two big announcements I had. Again, I just want to thank everybody who's stuck with me, the people who like me, the people who love me, even the people who hate me. Whatever. You subscribe, you unsubscribe. You watch me, you don't watch me. It's all up to you. So thank you very much for that. And because I'm now working with, I am part of the Lock and Load team, probably not going to see as many videos because I do tend to put a lot of effort into whatever I'm working on, being that. And I'm not giving up the tabletop gameplay. I'm definitely going to be keeping that. And I'm sure there's somebody out there, no, you're just going to be shilling for Lock and Load Tactical. It's like, you know what? I was shilling for Lock and Load Tactical before I even started doing anything for them. One of my top 5 games, my top 5 game series, up front. Advanced Squad Leader, Advanced Tobruk System, the Fleet Series, Gunslinger, World at War. That's been one of my favorite games for years. So, are we going to see a lot of Lock and Load Tactical on my channel? Yeah, probably. It just goes with the neighborhood. If you think I'm a shill for him, you know what? Fine, whatever. That's your right. You don't want to listen to me anymore. You don't want to watch my videos. Vaya con Dios. But it's not going to stop me from doing what I do. Doing what I love. I do have something set up on the table. I've actually had something set up on the table for 3 days. It's just with my throat being harshed out and me sneezing and coughing and gasping for breath every 10 minutes. I haven't wanted to record. I might go ahead and record something today. It's going to be something a little different, like we've never heard me say that before. I don't want to give too much away. I may sit down and record today, but it's not a war game. People probably identify it as Euro style or Ameritrash. I hate that. I hate that word. I hate Eurotrash. I hate Ameritrash. It just if you don't like the games, fine. You don't have to insult the games like that. I don't like a lot of the European style games. I don't like a lot of the American co-op style games, but there are some that I really do enjoy. And Tuesday night, my Tuesday night group is that's what we do is American style. I can't get those guys. I've tried get dragging them kicking and screaming into Hex Encounter, but I just so we end up playing the Euro style co-op and the American style co-op, which is fine. Some of them are actually pretty good. Some of them are crap. But yeah, so that's what that is on the table. Other than that, I was planning on doing a highlight of Planet or Age of Wonders 3 Planetfall, but it's an okay game. It's just there's a couple things about it that the AI does that just annoys me to no end. And I've got like 80 hours into it, but I'm probably not going to put any more into it. And so it's like, I got to do a recap of that. So I think that's pretty much all I've got. I should probably stop talking before my voice completely goes out. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. I'll see you everybody next time. See ya!